My Hebrew brothers and sisters, the 12 tribes of Israel, scattered all over the globe. Welcome back. This is your Moriah Shu Ben Uriah Israel, and we just want to take this moment to thank you for your subscriptions and your comments. And I pray that as we continue on this journey together, that you will continue to pray for me as you have been doing, and I appreciate that so much. And also tell your friends and your loved ones. We are getting there. We're getting there. We below 100 subscription. To make the 1,000, so we can go live. So we're going to ask you to continue to be faithful and encourage your friends and your loved ones, those who have not subscribed yet, to subscribe to this channel. Okay, the last session we talked about teachable moments, and we were dealing with the way Yahuwah's way, learning Yahuwah's way. And we want to look at Psalm 119, verses 9 through 11. It says, "Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? And then he answered, by taking heed thereto, according to thy word." He says, "With my whole heart have I sought thee. Oh, let me not wander from thy commandments." And in verse 11 it said, "Thy word have I hid in my heart, that I might not sin against thee." So we're going to talk about cleansing today. Cleansing. Desire Yahuwah's cleansing. Desire Yahuwah's cleansing. Now, in this section of the Psalm, verses is really the whole context is from verses 9 through 16. That's the whole context. I didn't read the whole thing. I don't have enough time to read the whole thing, so I'm going to ask you to go and read up to verse 16 to verse 16. Okay? Now, because the whole context is verses 9 through 16. But in this is like a stanza. It's like a stanza. Okay? And this has the Hebrew letter Bet. Bet. And so this verses 9 through 16 is a stanza like a hymn, and is the Hebrew letter Bet. Okay. Now, one of the things we need to notice here, my brothers and my sisters, the question that's been asked: wherewith all shall a young man cleanse his way? In other words, how can a young man or a young person, when you say a young man here, it does not necessarily mean a male, it could be a female too, okay? But so let's say it this way. How can a young person say, say a young person, right? Just say a young person. How can that young person stay on the path of purity? One of the things that is hard today is for people to live pure. Living a pure life. And this is why Yahweh said in his word, that be ye holy, for I am holy. Now, this holiness here is not talking about sinless perfection, because based on the scripture, all have sinned. But there is a standard, my brothers and my sisters. There's a standard that Yahuwah expects us to live up to as his children. And we cannot have fellowship with Yahuwah if our lives are not pure. So then, when we say a young person is seeking to live for Yahuwah, how can that young person stay on the path, of purity? And the answer here is like the question is asked, but the answer is right there. It is by taking heed thereto, according to Yahuwah's word. That's what he said here. By taking heed thereto, according to thy word. The talk of thy there is referring to Yahuwah and his word. Whatever his word tells us to do, my brothers and my sisters, we should make every effort to do it. And so when we're taking heed to his word, we got to seek him, right? We got to seek him. He said in verse 10, he said, with my whole heart have I sought thee. So with this, my brothers and my sisters, I cannot overemphasize it. We cannot go into this thing 1 foot over here, trying to do right, and another foot over here, trying to do wrong, or negative things. We got to put our whole being. He said, with my whole heart. He said, with my whole being have I sought thee. We're seeking him. This is why he said, seek ye Yahuwah while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. He said, let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thought, and let him return to Yahuwah, and he will abundantly pardon. This is what we're trying to do right now. We're trying to bring people back into fellowship relationship with Yahuwah. Our ancestors has messed up, and so we get the end of the stick, if you want to say it that way, right? The blessings that were supposed to be ours, no, we're striving hard, working hard for that blessing that if they had maintained, it would not be as hard as it is. There's got to be put out an effort on our part, my brothers and my sisters, on our part. The question is asked here: how shall a young man cleanse his way? The word "shall" there, knows that how will he is not in the future. It's right now. Right this very moment is asking, how can I do it right now? How shall a young man or a young person cleanse his way or her way? And it's by taking heed thereto. Yahuwah's word. Yahuwah's word. And if we're going to do that, then we got to do it wholeheartedly. We got to go into it, and we have to seek him with all our being. He said, I have sought thee with all, not a part of my being, but with all of my being, my brothers and my sisters. And then he made a request. He said, with the whole heart have I sought thee. So we're seeking him, right? We seek him with all our hearts. And then he said, do not let me stray. The word wander here, you could say, do not let me stray from thy commandments. The mitzvot, the Hebrew mitzvot, is a commandment. And so when we decide to go our own way, when we don't want to seek him and we try to do it on our own, or I can get to a relationship with Yahweh without even reading his word. Can you do that? No. We got to pray. He said we have to pray. And we got to read his word. We have to study his word. We have to meditate on his word, my brothers and my sisters. We've got to do that. Otherwise, we're going to be weak. And the devil, that Hasatan, he's going to put stumbling block in your way. And he's always doing that. He's always putting stumbling block in our way. Okay? He's always putting stumbling blocks in our way. But if we don't pray and we don't read his word, my brothers and my sisters, we won't have the spiritual strength to stand against him. He said we have to stand against the wiles, the cleverness of the devil. He said he is like a roaring lion. Oh, making, lion make noise at you, and as soon as he see you, so it scare you. So don't stay your distance, right? But he now wants us to get scared and run and hide. So he makes he comes at us in so many different ways. That's how he comes. Because he knows that he's been kicked out from the joy of paradise. He's been kicked out away from it. He can't go back. He and his angels that followed him, they are the serpent. He is the serpent, right? The devil, Hasatan. But he has his evil ones, his servants working with him. And it's scattered. You see, the devil cannot be everywhere at the same time. He's not omnipresent. He's not omniscient. He doesn't know all things. He's not omnipotent. He's not all-powerful. Only Yahweh does all of that. Well, let me say this. He has his servants scattered all over the world, everywhere in the place. Everywhere. Tempting and doing stuff to cause our feet to slip so that, he can get the victory. No, we don't want him to get the victory. We want the victory. The victory is ours. But we have to do what it takes to gain that victory. We have to, like he said here, ask Yahuwah for cleansing through his word. His word cleanses us. Remember we're talking about sanctification? How can his word sanctify us? Taking heed. Taking heed. Set us apart. When we sanctify, my brothers and my sisters, we are set apart for Yahuwah's purpose. We are set apart for his purpose. That's what sanctification means. Something is cleansed up, you cleanse it, you clean it up, brother, and you set it apart. It's clean. And we set apart, it's sanctified. Okay? How can a young person stay on the path of purity? He said, by taking heed thereto, Yahuwah's word. Look in verse 11. Thy word, Yahuwah's word, have I hid in my heart. What will the word do for you and do for me? When we read it and we meditate upon it and we do what it says. When we act on what his word said we have to do, we apply it to our lives. And we want more of it. It's so precious that we want more of the word. He said, by taking heed to the word. And he said, then, this is what he said, that I might not sin against. Hide his word in our heart, that I might not sin against thee. My brothers and my sisters, my time is up for this session. But I want to say to you, thank you again for your subscriptions, and we ask that you will be a blessing to someone today, my brothers and my sisters. Be a blessing to someone today and walk with the King. Shalom.